A Tatar personal name, being strongly influenced by Russian tradition, consists of two main elements, isem and familia, and also patronymic. Given name was traditional for Tatars for centuries. Family name appeared in the end of the 19th century, when it replaced patronymic. In fact, usage of family name appeared when Russian scribers gave documents to Tatars. Later, being adapted to Soviet tradition, Tatars started to use patronymic as third element, especially in informal communication. Given first name. As in Western cultures, a person has a first name chosen by his or her parents. The first name is used before the last name in most cases and is given so into the main European languages. For usage in other cases see names in Russian Empire, Soviet Union and CIS countries. For Tatars living or born in Russia, every Tatar name has a transliteration in Russian language. Tatars citizens use passports where their names are written in both official languages, Tatar and Russian. Russian version of Tatar name could significantly differ from original Tatar pronunciation. It also could be transliterated into different ways. So, English spelling depends on language from which text is translated. This situation isn't common for all non-Slavic peoples of Russia. Chavashis and Karasen Tatars, for example, use Russian names as official, but they also has their own renderings that they use as informal. Modern Tatar names could be divided into several groups by their origin. Turkish names, Oriental names, European names, revolutionary names, that appeared in the early Soviet Union, but are still popular. The usage of Slavic or Christian name is uncommon. Examples are shown later. Cyrillic and various Russian variants of names are shown in brackets. Translation are some comments are given later. Turkish names. Turkish names are names that could be translated from Turkish languages. Sometimes Mongolian and the earliest Arabic and other loans also described as Turkish. A significant part of those names were used since prehistory. After the Islamization of Volga Bulgaria, Arab names were spread among nobility, but some of them also had Turkish names. Example is a gravestone of noblewoman Altan Bortek that was found in Karbon settlement and dates back to the 12th century. Often some person has two names. The real name was probably Islamic, but Turkish name was used to scare away spirits that may plunge child into woe. Some of those Turkish names that are still in common use could mean that this child is strong and healthy. For example, name Mintimer could be translated as I am iron. During the 19th century, Turkish names were dislodged by Perso-Arab names. In the 1920s, during the repressions of religion, Tatars returned to Turkish names. In modern history, the most popularity of Turkish names had fallen on 1980s-1990s. Male names Alam, wise, Almas, sometimes could be confused with Almaz, that has Arabic origin and means brilliant. Almas is a Tatar for it will not take. The same name had the first Muslim Eltibar of Volga Bulgaria. Aslan, lion. Ida, Turkish word for settler. Ainur, moonlight beam. Nur is an Arabic loan. Irat, unclear. Probably from Arabic hayrat, astonishment of Mongolian for forest people. Izat, free. This word is of Persian origin. Ilda, ruler. Ildas, friend of motherland. Ilgiz, traveler. Ilsat, gladness of motherland. Irek, free. Timer, iron. Female names Alsu, scarlet water. Igil, moonflower. Isilu, beauty as moon. Kulpan, Turkish for Venus. Golkakak, flower. Gazal, Gazalia, beauty. Tanzalu, beauty as evening red. Oriental names. Oriental names include names of Arab and Persian origin, and also Jewish and some antique names in Arabian transcription. Those names appeared in the 10th century, but the peak of their popularity had fallen in the 19th century. Those names were often complex and mostly related to religious terms. Male names often ended with Allah, Din, Abd, Khan spells Jun, Zalila, Islameddin, Sabirkan. Also popular were different variants of the name Muhammad, Din, Moqsamad, Moqsamat, Safa, Moqsamat Khan. Female names often were chosen from Muhammad's wives and daughters' names, Geza, Zainab, Fatima. Other names mostly had complex suffixes: Bibi, Bika, Banus, Nisa, Camel, spell Jamal, Bibigiza, Gaysabika, Shabib Camel, Samziniza. The main tendency was to name a child with a name that no other has in neighborhood. One family also tended to name with consonants with other members of this family. Usually relatives had same endings of the names. Male names: Gabdullah, Tatar variant of Abdullah; Aksmat, Tatar variant of Ahmad. Both names are no longer popular among Tatars, but neighboring peoples sometimes refer them as typically Tatar names. Amir, Emir Arab; Farid, Farid Arab; Gadl, Arabian Adl, sometimes could be confused with Adelia of European origin. Nevertheless, this name is formal. Gaskar Arab; Ilyas, Jewish Elijah; Iskander, rendering of Alexander the Great; Camel, Camel Arab; Karim, Karim Arab; Nail Arab; Radik Arab, sometimes could be written as Radii, which corresponds to Russian for radium; Rail Arab; Ramal Arab; Rasit Arab; Rawil Arab; Risat, probably Arabic rendering of Richard the Lionheart; Rostam, Rustam, Persian hero, strong, a powerful man; Rusan, Persian; Samal Arab; Tahir Arab; Zofar Arab. Female names: Alfia Arab; Asia Arab; Dinara Arab; Farida Arab; Galia, Alia Arab; Gulnara Persian; Gulnaz Persian; Mayik, Jewish Maria; Milorza, Persian for violet; Nailia Arab; Zora Arab. European and revolutionary names. After 1917, during de-Islamization of Tatars, many names, which were uncommon for Tatar culture, became popular. A major part of them were names of famous persons, so the name Albert became popular after Albert Einstein. Sometimes names as surnames of revolutionaries were chosen as given name, such as Ernest after Ernst Thälmann or Fidel after Fidel Castro Ruz. Some of them, such as Arot, Adolf, Clara and Roald, are no longer popular. Others were adopted, and non-Tatar populations referred to those names as Tatar names. Urban legend says that European names were loaded from a group of Genoese merchants, which merged with Tatars in the Middle Ages. After October Revolution, lots of Russian revolutionary names appeared with the renovation of traditions. Originating from Russian abbreviations, they corresponded well to Tatar phonetics and became popular. Interestingly, some of these names also coincided with already existing ones. Those names are often given for children that were born in Tatar-Russian mixed marriage. Male names: Albert, Alfred, Artur, Edward, Edward, Emil, Eric, Ferdinand, Ferdinand. Marcel became popular after Marcel Cashin. Raphael, Raphael. Robert, Rudolph. Damir, Engel after Friedrich Engels. Lena, Lina. Marat after Jean-Paul Marat, also could be confused with Murad, Tatar analogy of Murad. Renat, Renat, it coincided with Latin name. Violin. Female names: Adelina, Albina, Alina, Eliza. Dana also has Persian origin. Elena, Elvira, Elsa. Camilla, Regina, Resida, Rezeda. Rosa, popular after Rosa Luxemburg. Yana, Yulia, Russian variant of Julia. Lenaza, coincided with Arab name. Renata. Common non-Russian names. Some names were popular among the majority of non-Slavic population of USSR. Some of them were inspired by Russian culture, but they are not Russian traditional names. Sometimes these names were given for child that born in intermarriage with another non-Russian nationality. Male singers after Genghis Khan. Elbrus after Mountain of Caucasus. Kazbek after Mountain of Caucasus. Ruslan, after Pushkin's personage of Ruslan and Lyudmila. Nevertheless, Ruslan may be a Russian rendering of Turkish name Arslan, although this has not been substantiated. Timur after Tamerlane and Arkady Gaidar's personage Timur. Female Aida, Indira, Lala, Persian Lail, Kulip. Leah, Liana. Zemfira is said to be a Romani name.